Oh, you're over there this time. You're usually right over here. But you're here this time. This is my wall. This is my area. These are my whimsy fun things. Don't worry. I thought I'd switch it up. Add some visual stimulation for you. Doing a Q&A. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I feel like a lot has changed since I last did one. I'm a college graduate, and my hair is able to go into a ponytail now, so that's great. What do you think is the meanest thing you've said to someone? I say this repeatedly. It wasn't like I said it once and then I'm like, oh my god, I'll never say that again, because I'm not gonna lie, it's really good. But when I get in an argument with my parents, it's like I'm really stubborn and they're also stubborn, and it's just like we go back and forth, back and forth. One of them, they'll always say this: God, you're so stubborn, like, oh, you're so difficult, or oh my god, you're like, you don't give up. And I go, in response to that, I say, well, where do you think I got it from? Because a lot of our traits come from our parents, how they raised us, and I feel like it's not nice to say, but sometimes you need to hear it. Like, you're angry that they inherited something from you that challenges you. So, but then the thing is that, like, they'll usually go like, yeah. How was your childhood, and will you take anything from it while parenting Ube or kids? One thing I'm gonna do is I am going to expose my children to violent movies very early on. I was heavily involved in ballet, and we did a lot of like rehearsals, performances, and most of these rehearsals would happen Friday night and Saturday night. And they would go very late, around 9, 10 o'clock. And so that's when my parents would go to the movies. Now, one Friday, I did not have rehearsals. And instead of my parents being like, well, let's all just spend time together at home and go for dinner or something, they said, well, we want to go see this one movie and you're coming with us. Because we're not paying for a babysitter when the kids' ticket to this movie is cheaper. And so they decided to take me to a movie called The Call, which is a movie about a woman who's a 911 operator who gets a call from a little girl in her teen years, and someone has broken into their family home, abducted her, taken her underground, and started peeling her skin off. And the 911 operator decides to go on a quest to find the girl because no one else will do the job. So, my parents didn't care. Like, they wanted to go see movies about the cartel. They wanted to see movies about mass shootings, robberies, people getting beheaded, the movies in Mexico where everything's orange. I was in line with my parents for every single Purge movie before you could buy tickets in advance, where you had to wait in line an hour before at Harkins Theater, and I turned out fine. So, I was exposed to a lot of interesting, violent movies. I was obviously scarred, but at the same time, it built up a tolerance. Have you ever twerked while in a split? I don't think my hips were Why is everyone asking about my body? I don't think my body was developed enough to twerk when I could do the splits when I was younger. And I think I don't have the ability to twerk because my scoliosis, right? Back, forth, but when you've got a rib that's kind of gutting out on your right side, it prevents this one right hip to go up. So I can only really shake ass on the left. What's a weird hobby or interest that other people should get into? You need to put your earbuds in, and you need to close your eyes, and you need to make up a story in your head, and you need to sit and hear a slow reverb version of your favorite song and imagine an anime opening of your OCs, or imagine an edit. I do this all the time. This is something that I do very regularly. I have had an animatic of Star and Marco in my head ever since the extended version of Blood Moon Ball came out. And I know the waltz, I know the angles, I know the positioning of the characters, I know the musical timing, I know everything. You could say I'm a dreamer. We need to engage with our imaginations more. You need to close your eyes and think of a scenario. Be weird. Make up OCs. Make up storylines. Make up characters. Make up background characters. Create. Share with friends. They make OCs. Your OCs and their OCs fall in love. It all starts with OCs. Every single superhero, every single fictional character, fucking Belly from The Summer I Turned Pretty is an OC. You have that ability. Dream. I think that's a great hobby. That's what I do on the plane. Why were you in college for an extra year? Why do you have a stick up your ass? No, my first year I took one class. In the fall semester, I took one class. And I had this weird thing where I was like, why would I do school in the summer? So I never took any summer classes in my first 2 years. And I was like, oh, I understand why people do it now. How often do you wash your bra? I literally only do it like once every 3 months. Is that bad? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think when like deodorant starts crusting. And you know what? I think there's a question here asking how often do I change my underwear? I think when the crust, baseline crust, we're fine, whatever. But when it starts layering and like, and my cooch is a little uncomfortable, we change. Here's a fun fact about me. I still feel weird shopping for underwear and bras. I come home to Arizona and my mom has went to Ross to get me some because I just won't. I'm insecure about it. I feel weird being there. I don't know why. I hate washing my underwear and my bra and doing laundry. So I'm like, eh. One piece of advice you would give to college students. Do not fucking trust your advisor. Do not put your education in anyone else's hands except for yours. Do not trust anyone. Do not take a class because your friend takes a class. The only thing you can trust is rate my professor and your heart. That's it. That's it. Run that DAURS audit every week. Run it every week to make sure you are on track. Do not trust these advisors. They don't give a fuck about you. They actually don't. You are on your own, kid. Okay? Do you have any insecurities? Yeah, so my forehead is fucking big. But I will say that's something I realized that is making me sad and insecure, but I had to come to this realization that I am not photogenic. I'm not like my proportions and my face is not camera ready. And you're probably like, no, you're pretty, Aisha. No, bitch, I know I'm pretty. I think I am beautiful. I think I'm hot. I think I'm the good stuff, but don't take a photo of me. Because sometimes when I smile, it looks like I'm not happy. When I ask someone to take a photo of me, I go, does it look like I'm genuinely happy? And they go, and I go, there's something wrong, but I don't look very good on camera. Once in a while I'll look good and that'll immediately go to Instagram, but after, most of the photos I don't think that's fine. You can be really good at taking photos, but in real life you might be a little ugly. And that's me, but reverse. Like, I think I look great in real life, but a photo of me, you might as well just throw it in the trash. Do you like the smell of your farts or the taste of your burps better? I don't taste my burps, but I will take a whiff when I let one rip. It's like checking yourself. I see it on the same measure as, checking for cancer here and there. Little lumps. It's like, you can't see or feel what's going on inside your body. So when you fart, when you give a toot, you kind of can tell, like, is what I'm fueling my body with good? Is it? Sometimes it's bad. Do you ever regret getting into art and not a real field like medicine or law? I think a year ago, I was like, oh, this is getting scary. This is getting scary. I graduate next year, and I don't know about this. I don't know about this, guys. I don't know. This is getting scary. No, because number one, it takes a certain person to work in the medical field and to work in law, and I cannot work in the medical field. Do not put me in medicine. A lot of people are going to be dead. So no. I just knew that I was not the kind of person who could ever be a nurse. Even like dental hygiene, like being a dental assistant, like it gives me an ick. I start overthinking. I think about my own issues with my teeth. I just, and even if I was fully fixed, there's always this like impending doom thinking something else is going to creep up behind me. When it comes to health, I'm anxious about health, so I can't I can't. If I had to go back to my freshman year and change my major, I have the option to, I wouldn't. Probably because no one else can get a fucking job, so I'm just like, we're all, like, there is no major that guarantees a job. Oh, computer science. None of you bitches are getting jobs, okay? You're scrolling LinkedIn, and you're not getting anywhere, just like me. Did you struggle mentally with having all your relationships first as an adult? No. No, I don't think so. I think because a lot of my, like, peers and people that I've grown up with and my friends and stuff, like, we're all kind of in the same boat. No. You know, that could be good or bad. That could be like, oh, I feel more comforted that I'm at this age and I haven't done all these things yet. Also, it's like, well, who's gonna do it first? Because I'm not doing it. No, I didn't care. I think if you are, once again, surrounded by people who have had all their first and you're the only one, that can be a little frightening and make you feel a little bit sheltered and different, but, like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Why the hell do you not like cats? What is wrong with you? I just don't like cats. I'm sorry. Like, they're fine. Beck, the cat here, is totally fine. He's good. I mentioned this before, but he's more like, he's not a cuddly cat. So I think if he was cuddly and if he was like, you know, that, I would be more keen to cats. But he you know, he does his own thing, right? Like, I'm not ignoring him. Like, I treat Beck in the way that Weston treats Beck. We give him his own space. If he comes up to us, we'll pet him. But it's a very short, fleeting, lived moment. It doesn't last long. It's maybe a max of 5 minutes, and then he goes to do his own thing. He prefers to be on his own, so I'm gonna let him do his own thing. And yeah. Did the internet's assumption that you're queer ever make you question your sexuality? No, because I always was like, ooh, Levi Ackerman isn't really or like Ervin, or like, the fucking furry from Beastars. I liked him. No, I mean, no. Because I always knew who I was from a very young age. Could be too personal, but how to get more comfortable with your own body, plus your body with others. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, queen. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. When you find out, you let me know. Is there an objectively unfavorable smell you enjoy a lot? So I was on the plane, and I was sitting in the window seat, and an older man was sitting in the aisle seat, and he had opened up a bag of beef jerky. There are a lot of interesting smells on the planes, but a bag of beef jerky, when you're looking at it and it's opened, you know it's beef jerky, but when you close your eyes and you don't know what's happening in front of you, it smells like a fart. It smells like a fart because the woman behind us, the moment he opened the bag, and he had his earbuds in so he couldn't hear, but they were like, woo! Someone let one loose! This doesn't really relate to the question, but I'm thinking, like, objectively, I do like the smell of beef jerky. But if I do close my eyes and someone farts or beef jerky's, you know, opened up, I don't know if I can tell the difference. Because then I was like, yeah, it could also smell like that. So I'm not saying I like it when people let loose around me, but I am saying I see a correlation and it is making me scared. As a ballet dancer myself, did ballet negatively affect your body after leaving it? So I definitely did not have the stamina that I used to have. About a year after I stopped dancing, I realized that, like, running, I was like getting short of breath, and I was like, what's happening? What do you mean? I used to do whole variations. I used to dance for 7 minutes straight on stage. I used to do snow. I used to do flowers, the waltz with flowers. I used to be so powerful. Yeah, I think that's about it. I just really couldn't keep up, but I guess that's what working out is for. Do you get your body hair waxed or lasered or removal or DIY? So I take a $2 pack from Walgreens, the single blades, and I just go up my leg and up the armpits. That's about it. I feel like laser hair removal on me or waxing, I have very sensitive skin. I don't think it's good for me to be doing anything but a little razor to the skin. Not in that way, but how often are you able to make your own personal art? The funny thing about studying art in college is that it's not really a lot about making art, it's about writing it. But, you know, I had fun. Honestly, I haven't had much time these past 2 years, but I'm getting back into it now that I'm not bombarded with Canvas notifications. One day I am hoping to open up a little art shop with prints and stickers. I think that'd be really fun. I just don't know how to not nonchalantly drop it on you when I do it, because it's like, okay, this has nothing to do with, like, this is the first, you don't post about your art, and you're making me think I want to buy anything that you made. I make good art, okay? Just trust me. You're gonna want to buy what I make. And do you sleep commando or keep it covered? I have a fear of a bug that I can't see with my eyes getting into my cooch. You honestly just don't know what's like in your bed. Like, I like to think that it's clean and it's washed all the time, almost every week, but you just don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. You just have no idea. And, you know, as a woman, I've got 3 holes, so I'm not risking anything thinking, oh, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. No, they can hear me. Do you put a persona when you're making videos / vlogs, or are you just a quirky, nonchalant girl? I'm not nonchalant. I really try to become, or at least come off as calmer here than I am in person, because I'm a very anxious person. I'm very anxious all the time. I try to portray myself. I just made eye contact with like a My Life with the Walter Boys kind of guy. That was kind of weird. I really try to come off in the way that I wish that I was. So I wish that I was calm like this, but there's always something spewing. I come off a little bit more relaxed and nonchalant on here, but in person, you know, if you meet me, I'm gonna be like, hi, oh my god, what's your name? Like, my octave is higher in real life, but whatever, you understand. Do you wipe your dog's butt? My aunt and uncle just did that in front of me. Yes, I do. Especially if there's a poop that has just happened and it was a bit wetter than usual, and I don't see any visual signs of, you know, skid marks or whatever, but sometimes I do have wipes. I wipe her paws, and then if there's a really intense poop that just happened, I will. Most embarrassing fandom that you've been in. Yeah, well, every fucking one was watching that show in 2020, so who was I to be left out? Izuku Midoriya. It's Katsuki Bakugo. I'm Shoro Todoroki. I'm Hina. Objectively, a good show. Hope this doesn't come off as rude. You're so pretty, but is there a reason why you're so thin? Well, in my line of work, we call this a fast metabolism. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I eat when I'm hungry. It's really just genetics. Craziest, dirtiest fanfic you've ever read, lady. Here's the thing. It wasn't the craziest one, but it was the most popular and the one I can think of at the top of my head. So, were you ever transgender in 2020? Well, goddamn. No. What are your thoughts on how media affects our concept of relationships and romance? I don't know, it kind of depends on what you consume. You know what? I saw someone say that our standards are so high because we have so many options when it comes to friendships and relationships, that the reason that a lot of us can't just like find one person is because everyone is so accessible that like you think you have it good, but then there's, you know, you have this mentality where it's like, well, there's probably 20 other people that way that are better. It's always the thought of like there's someone always better, when a long time ago, when we didn't have the accessibility to travel, to call whoever we wanted, you had a small circle and you just picked maybe one or two and stuck with one of them. So I think media, in the sense of like social media or like things we see online and how people talk about their partners and their wives and their husbands, you do have a lot of options, but that does not mean, like, listen, there's always going to be someone better than you. There's always someone better than you. So why do you think you deserve someone better than your partner when there's someone always better than them, but then guess what? There's someone better than them too. It keeps going. You're great and you have a lot of self-worth, but also you're not like this superstar, okay? You're a human being. You have insecurities, you have faults, there's things that are wrong with you mentally, and yet the person that's with you, you're like, I don't know. I think I could do better than you. Bitch, no. Technically you could, but also they could do better than you. Did you have a bush girl summer? I had a trimmed hedge woman extravaganza, yes. When it comes to the, do I shave, do I laser, do I wax? I like to keep things organized. I don't like to keep things unnaturally bald, but I also don't like to have, surprises peeking through the underwear when I'm just like, oh, hey, what's going on? Was moving from AZ to New York a lot for you? It's such a big change in being away from family and stuff. Yes, it was very difficult. I cried a lot and it was really emotional. And it was fast, but it was not rushed. You know what I mean? Over in Arizona, I had no friends and I wasn't leaving the house. I didn't have my driver's license or anything. And I felt the comfort of my family, but socially I was lonely. I had the opportunity to move here, and here is actually where a lot of my friends live, and I'm able to see them very frequently now that I live over on the East Coast, and that makes me happy. People I've known through fandoms since middle school. So I've just been able to see all of my friends throughout the year, which I never had before. Yeah, so it was emotional because I was like, I'm leaving my family, and the first time I'm moving out is across the country. But it's not forever. Who knows where I'll be? Maybe I'll stay here. Maybe I'll go back. Maybe I'll go wherever. I'm not trying to focus on the future, but I'm just trying to focus on the now. I miss my family. I visit as much as possible, but I really am happy with my life choices and being here. I think this is the happiest I've ever been, just because it's a new, different kind of happy. It's a good change, and it's especially as someone who was doing online school throughout middle school and all throughout high school. Socially, I needed this because there really wasn't anything that I was doing to push myself to get out. And this was the opportunity to really do the big step. And I'm very happy. So you have to kind of do the hard things to do the thing that is really gonna be rewarding at the end. And last but not least, what made you decide to start uploading on YouTube again? I just honestly needed some consistency, and I really like editing. I really enjoy editing my own videos. I just wanted to have some sort of consistency on the upload schedule, and I don't see any major breaks in the future unless I break my ankle and I can't move to record. So thank you so much for watching and asking me all these fun questions. Here's a question someone asked me that I did not answer, but you should answer in the comments. What is the weirdest thing that actually calms you down? For me, I think it's the sound of people chewing on a mukbang, which also answers another question that someone asked, was like my biggest pet peeve in other people. If you're chewing in front of me, I will strangle you. If you're chewing loudly and I see the food in the corners of your mouth and you just it's just a lot, I will say something. I will go, okay, it's time to close your mouth. I will watch mukbangs on my phone. I like hearing the chewing in my ears when it's a video that can be controlled and stopped and played whenever, but in real life in front of me, you better hope that you make it out of this restaurant alive.